ready?
I guess so.
Well, good.
Yeah.
One of us should be.
At least one of us.
I hope you have a story ready, because I didn't get one ready.
Well, I could probably tell you a story.
Tell me a story. I love it when you tell me stories, actually.
But I don't have a story ready. I have several stories that I'm investigating, but...
Like an investigator?
Yes. Like, very investigatory. But, I don't have anything ready for tonight.
Oh, fine. I guess I'll tell you something.
I guess.
Well, I have literally nothing new to report.
No. I just ate a box of hot tamales.
Well, that's something.
Yeah. And, my day has been filled with cat drama.
Usually.
I would really like it to never be filled with cat drama again.
Well, who did I see? Maybe it was like a professional football player or something. Somebody with lots of money.
Yeah.
Just opened up like a cat sanctuary kind of a thing. And I was like, will you take my cats?
I saw recently that there was some like big house / estate or whatever for sale. But if you bought the house, you had to agree that part of the house would stay a cat sanctuary, and you had to like keep the cats that were there.
Oh. And
then the rest of the house would be for the humans.
Did you have to agree to pay for all of the things for the cats that are there?
I mean, I guess so.
Because that's expensive.
Yeah, I don't know how many cats were there, but I saw that you had to, like, agree to the cat sanctuary.
You know, there was a time in my life where I was like, cats are the easiest animals.
Not when you have 47 of them.
No. Because it was like... You know, the argument for me was dogs are too much work.
Oh, yeah.
They're needy. You have to find babysitters for them.
I mean, and they really are.
They
really
all the
still
attention,
are.
That, you know, but that cats are just like, you can, if you need to go out of town overnight or whatever, you can throw some litter down, enough food to last them, they're good to go.
Yeah.
But
then you...
But once you get more than 3...
Yeah.
It starts turning into a zoo.
Yeah.
A stinky, stinky zoo.
Smelly, smelly. I know, one of the kittens just made my room stink. I know everybody wants to know that, but one of the kittens decided to make my room a little less comfortable.
And then you have people like Chunk, who I'm going to take a picture of right now, that want people to think that she's so cute when she's really evil.
Yeah.
Pure evil. Anyway. Cat drama.
I really felt like I had something else I was going to tell you. But, I don't.
So, since you've been in the high school recently, have you noticed this influx of Post-it note darts?
Oh, yeah. I have to... is really bad about
that. I've heard this. I don't know who this person is.
Snack guy.
Oh, the snack guy. Okay. Because somebody was telling me about this kid today, and I was like, I don't know who that is. And then they were like, no, one of our other classes is, the ceiling's completely covered in these things.
In class,
That's the one.
Yeah. They're trying before the end of the year to cover the entire ceiling.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. So, there's just a whole story about this. So, there was one desk in my classroom where there was like 10 above this desk. And I was just like, if I say anybody else doing this, you're going to the office because you're driving me nuts. And then I saw a TikTok where it was a teacher showing them, because this isn't a just us thing, it's an all over the world
and
thing right now.
How does that happen? How do things become things?
Well, it's got to be easier for things to become things now than it was
because
when we
of the internet.
were...
But I've still always wondered, like, who's the very first person that does the thing, and then suddenly everyone knows about the thing?
I don't know. But anyway, so I see this thing, and it's like, this is what happens when we take away their cell phones. Mm-hmm. Which is 100% true, because this is stuff that, like, our generation would have done. Like,
spitwads and things
paper
like that.
airplanes and all of the things. So today, I was just like, I want to do it. And so I started flicking the darts up there. And I can hit the ceiling, but I can't make them stick.
Yeah, they have to, 1, be very sharp. 2, you have to shoot them at, like, the precise, like...
Yeah, so I
strength or whatever.
A little while during third period today, me and another kid trying to shoot them up there, because he also was like, how do they get them to stick?
Yeah.
Well, then my little monster in fourth period came in. Mm-hmm. And I told him, because he's always doing it, I was like, I'll give you 100 in the grade book right now if you teach me how to make this thing stick into the ceiling.
Yeah.
So he gave me a cheater dart. He put a staple in the tip of it. And so when I flung it up there, it stayed.
Yeah. Some of them use staples. A lot of them don't. The pros don't.
The pros don't. Yeah, because they're just sitting at their desks with packs of Post-it notes, just folding these things and flicking them at the ceiling.
Yeah. Snack Guy does it in every class, I would assume, because I've subbed for him in a few different classes, and he does it in all of them.
Yeah, I guess some teachers are sending them to the office for doing this.
Yeah.
I said it mostly because I was like, oh my God, do your work.
Yeah.
Stop flicking darts and do your work. After you're done doing your work, flick all the darts you want to, but do your work first.
Yeah.
But anyway, so then night school happened. Mm-hmm. And Kayla came in and she was looking at the darts or something, and she was like, I want to try.
Yeah.
So then Bear had to try.
Mm-hmm.
So then night school turned into a dart flicking party.
Yes.
So anyway, dart flicking.
I know. I always have to be like, okay, stop with the paper darts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so needless to say, very little work was done today. Because we were just practicing flicking darts into the ceiling.
Yeah.
Including me.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just one of those days.
Yeah.
But anyway, so...
I guess you can tell me a story now, because I can't think of anything else to say.
Okay, me either.
No, everything's just been really boring. It's been very rainy.
Which is nice. I love the rain.
It's fine. I don't like what it does to the roads and stuff, though.
It didn't do anything to the road today.
Well, it rained a lot here.
It did not rain on the highway, though. So when Bear and I were leaving this morning, it was thundering and lightning here, but it hadn't started raining.
Yeah.
We got, I don't know, maybe just like a couple of miles down the road, and it sprinkled on us a little bit. And then once we got to the other side of the road, it was not raining at all.
No, it rained so much here, and so I didn't want to go to either town because I didn't want to deal with the flooded road going one direction or the flooded town going the other direction.
Yeah. It wasn't even kind of flooded. It didn't rain there at all.
And so that's mostly why I skipped going to town today.
Yeah, no, it wasn't at all. It wasn't. There was nothing. But anyway, no. So, story?
Sure.
Where were we? So we've done a few true crime stories in a row.
Yeah.
So, and it's spooky season.
Mm-hmm.
And so tonight I'm going to cover a haunted location.
What is the haunted location?
Guess.
No, because I need to know.
Guess.
No.
Guess.
It's a house.
It's not a house.
It's a bridge.
It's not a bridge.
It's...
Are you like going through all of the things you're looking at right now
well,
to try
I'm
to
trying
help that it's not it?
To make sure that you're not doing any of the things that I'm doing.
It's not a house. It's not a bridge. Are all of yours houses and bridges?
No, I don't have a house, but I have a bridge.
Do you have a lunatic asylum?
No, I had considered looking into an asylum, but I did not.
Okay, well, it's the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum.
Okay.
So no, you're good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, I don't have to stop.
I was just like, she's gonna do it again. I'm going to have a story planned, and then I'm going to go in there, and she's going to be doing the story that I wanted to do. And then I got to find a whole new thing.
No, I do have a haunted house on the back burner.
Yeah.
But I'm waiting for a book from the library because it sounds real spooky and I want to read this book.
Yeah.
But that one's going to take a while because the library doesn't actually have the book. So I had to do one of those interlibrary loan. And when I checked with our library friend the other day, she said that they've like requested it from like 10 different libraries and nobody has it.
Yeah.
And so they're waiting from the like final library. If they don't, I'll just buy it off Amazon.
Yeah.
But no, so it's a not a house or a bridge. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we're good then.
Yes.
You did not steal my story again.
Not yet.
No.
All right. Well,
hopefully I'll have it by next week, so you won't steal my story.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay. Well, I guess we can all agree that like it's a big yikes on the name.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of how they named it, but you know.
But you know what? It was built in the 1800s.
Yes.
And so
a less politically correct time.
It was later renamed the West Virginia Hospital for the Insane.
Which is also not the greatest name.
Not really. But then finally it was named Weston State Hospital.
That's a little better.
Yeah. As you might have guessed, it is located in Weston, West Virginia.
Okay.
And yeah, so the main building was designed by an architect from Baltimore named Richard Snowden Andrews, and it was following the Kirkbride plan, which we'll talk about that plan in a minute. But the building itself is massive. Is that Coco?
It could be one or the other, but he has been begging for smushy food.
Don't look at him.
But with the force of it, I bet you it's Hazel.
I guess we'll see.
No, it's Coco.
He very forcefully wants smushy food.
Yeah, he does. He was being a little extra about it, so I thought it was Hazel.
Yeah, well, he is becoming a tiger, so
his paws are getting very strong.
Paws are getting very big and strong. Alright.
Not yet.
So, I guess I'm just going to rewind that.
Yeah.
Alright, the main building was designed by an architect from Baltimore named Richard Snowden Andrews following the Kirkbride plan. And we'll talk about his plan in a minute. The building is massive. The asylum sits on 666 acres.
Yes.
And it's
magic number
up of 13 buildings.
The other magic number.
So it's like it was already destined for hauntings.
Yeah. It's like they were trying to make it haunted.
Yeah, they try a lot harder later. Yeah. They set it up for hauntings and then they added their little haunting spice to it later. Construction began in 1858 and wasn't completed until 1881. The main building is over 240,000 square feet.
That's a lot of feet.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost as big as our house.
Yeah.
So. And about 1,300 feet long. It's 4 floors. I specifically looked up how many rooms are in this building, but I could not find a number.
Yeah.
I did learn that there are 920 windows and more than 900 doors.
Somebody bothered to count the windows, but they didn't bother to count the rooms.
I don't get it. So, like, why can't you tell me how many rooms there are in this building? I also tried to search for the number of staircases because all of the ghost shows that I watch mentioned there being tons of staircases. But Google told me, quote, it does not have a publicly documented number of staircases.
I just want to add a quick little note about Google, rather about Siri. How come Siri can't just tell me what the sales tax on something is?
I guess because sales tax is different from town to town.
Maybe. Because earlier I just wanted to know how much the sales tax on something was. And she was like, this is what I found on the web. And I was just like...
It's probably just because it varies from town to town. And so she would have to like... I mean, how hard would it be for her? She's AI. She could easily be like, okay, based on your location, you're in this town and this is the percentage of sales tax. But
I was just thinking that like with the like current surge of AI that she would be smarter
You would think.
than she's been in the past.
Well, so far, not.
Yeah. Anyway, that just reminded me.
Okay. Either way, it's big.
Yeah.
I think that's the moral of the story, is that this is a large building.
It has windows and stairs and doors.
It is the largest hand-cut stone masonry building in the United States, and second only to the Kremlin for being the largest in the world.
Okay.
And I learned something new today, because
you?
I thought the Kremlin were like the Russian police.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize it was a building.
Yeah.
Maybe they house the police.
Maybe.
I didn't bother to look it up.
No.
I just was like, well, that's the name. Ooh, maybe it's where the president person lives.
I don't know.
Whoever the person...
The king of the Netherlands?
I know who the current president of Russia is.
Yes.
I'm just saying that in general, is it like the White House of Russia?
I don't know. Let's find out.
All right, Google it.
It just says that it refers to the Moscow Kremlin, a historic fortified complex in the center of Moscow, Russia, and is a symbol of the Russian state and government.
Google, does Putin live in the Kremlin?
Everyone else is going, you guys are stupid.
Yeah, they are. It's fine. I prove to them every week how stupid I am.
Hey, I said, does Putin? And the very first thing that popped up was live in the Kremlin.
Oh, right on.
So,
everybody's asking this question. Everybody just learned that the Kremlin is a building.
It contains his offices and his ceremonial residence, but does not primarily live there.
Okay.
It says that his main unofficial residence is the Novo Ograyovo.
Alright, well, we know where he lives.
Yes. Not that I want to visit
Did
him.
you hear that, President Zelensky? That's where he lives.
Look for this place that has a weird yo-yo name.
You probably know how to say it.
Yes. Okay, well, now we know what the Kremlin is, vaguely.
Kind of. Alright, well, let me see where
the Kremlin is big, and so is that place.
Sure is. It's also recognized as a National Historic Landmark, as is the Kremlin. Alright, well.
So many similarities.
You know what I would like to say is that we are just educating the masses.
Mm-hmm.
And by the masses, I mean like 42 people.
Yeah.
But
if any of you are as, cultured as we are,
you're learning things.
Then you're learning new stuff.
We're learning together.
Yes. It's a group effort.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Alright, so I told you pure evil.
She scratched her ear and it hurt.
She's even mad at her ear. In the 1800s, there lived a woman named Dorothea Dix.
Okay.
And by the way, Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, because that's what they call it now because it's touristy. It's shortened to Tala, so that's how I wrote it in here, and so I confused myself when I saw it.
Yeah.
So I had to stop. Anyway, according to Tala's website, Dorothea visited a jail in Cambridge, Massachusetts in 1841 and witnessed mentally ill inmates chained naked to stone walls without heat or ventilation, and this started her on a lifelong mission to improve treatment of the mentally ill.
I mean, those conditions probably help your mental illness,
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Yeah, well...
It sounds like something that would help.
Yeah, I think so. I haven't tried it yet.
No. If the stuff that I'm doing now doesn't pan out, it was my next option.
I mean, it's on the list. You check things off just to see if they work out. Yeah. Well, anyway, so she, told people.
Yeah.
And the Massachusetts state legislature was like, whoa. Now people know what's going on in the jail. And so they authorized funds to improve the jail.
Yeah.
Which I guess...
Oopsie!
I guess is the better way to shut her up than other ways.
Yeah, I guess there are other ways.
But she kept going throughout the country and even into Europe and Asia, exposing the conditions that mentally ill people are being housed in. And because of her efforts, the first state hospital for the mentally ill was opened in Trenton, New Jersey in 1848, which is insane that it took that long. But, you know, we're not always on top of things here.
I mean, there were asylums prior to that.
Yeah, but I guess maybe, like, this is more of, like, it was meant to be something better, you know? So through this journey, she met and she worked closely with a man named Dr. Thomas Kirkbride, who had a vision for the treatment of the mentally ill as well. And he was a physician in the 1800s who had initially wanted to become a surgeon, but that didn't work out, and he had taken a post at a mental hospital. He was known for his kindness and compassion with patients, no matter their affliction. And at this time in the mid-1800s, the prevailing idea in psychiatric care was that environment mattered. Imagine.
I mean...
Imagine. So Dr. Kirkbride believed that he believed in moral treatment of the insane. And his vision was taking patients out of overcrowded city jails and moving them to rural settings with, like, manicured lawns and buildings with broad corridors and plentiful sunlight and ventilation.
I was going to say, ventilation.
Yeah. And that's what would heal. And this is the Kirkbride plan. Kirkbride plan sounds lovely. I want to go there.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the buildings would be laid out in, like, this shallow V shape if you viewed it from above.
Okay.
And this was laid out that way to kind of give optimal sunlight to all of the rooms. The living quarters should be comfortable. The facilities were designed to be self-sufficient and would provide patients with activities to perform. And so Richard Andrews, who I mentioned before, that was the architect, designed this building using the Kirkbride plan. And as large as it is, it was only meant to house 250 patients because everybody was supposed to get their own room, and it was supposed to be spacious and comfortable and, you know, all of these things.
Maybe there's 250 rooms.
Well, but there have to, yes, but I mean, there have to be more than that, right? Because there have to be, like, kitchens and offices and other...
There's at least 250 rooms.
At least 250 rooms. So there's that, and then however many the other 13 buildings have.
Yes.
Thank you very much for derailing me.
Maybe you should, you know, put a little place marker or whatever.
How would I remember to do that? Anyway, okay, so the construction started in 1858. About halfway through the construction, the Civil War happened.
It does that.
And it sure does. You know, it happens sometimes in your lifetime.
Yeah.
Occasionally, sometimes things happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes crazy people take over things.
Yeah.
So the half-built building... Okay, cat sneezes. Everybody's derailing me tonight. Coco, do you need to derail me too? And he's like, sure, give me some smushy food.
So, well, let's take a little break and have some smushy.
You can find your place later. They don't mind. They don't mind waiting for me to get smushy food. Okay, are you done? All right. Civil War.
It happens.
Not the Avengers.
No.
Which, by the way, is one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
That's the one that, like, if I just want to watch a Marvel movie, I throw on Civil War. And I think it's because all the guys are in it.
Yeah.
And so, and it's fun, and I love it that it's Spider-Man's first movie, and he has all of his references about these really old movies, and everybody else is just like, what, could somebody, like, knock this kid out, because we're not that old.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So anyway, Civil War. The half-built building became barracks for the Union soldiers. And I listened to Sinisterhood, and I think it was them that said that at some point the Confederate soldiers raided the building and took all of the food and clothing and linens and stuff that was there for when the hospital opened. Because they were great.
Yeah.
Yeah. In 1864, the hospital officially started accepting patients, even though the construction would continue until 1881. So remember how it was meant to house 250 patients and be this really nice place to live? Well, I mean, that's the end of the story. Everybody lived happily ever after.
The end.
Mm-hmm.
They did the right thing.
They did. It was the best thing ever.
Everyone was getting proper mental health care.
Yeah. And just kidding, it's not haunted at all. And
it's haunted by happy memories.
That's what it is. Yeah. You just go there and you're just, like, overcome with joy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's not actually what happened. Everywhere. It soon became overcrowded. And by the 1950s, there were over 2,600 patients in this facility.
That's at least 10 times.
Yeah, it's just a little bit more than 250.
Yeah, that's at least 10 times 250.
It's a lot. And this was probably because literally anything except being a straight white man was considered to be mental illness.
Yeah, I've read lists before.
Oh, there's a list for this one, and I actually meant to have it on my screen, and I forgot. Okay. Alright, so I have a list here of the reasons for admission to Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum from the years 1864 to 1889.
I can guarantee you they're all legitimate.
They are, actually. So don't you worry, your pretty little head.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to commit you, actually.
Yes. For probably several things on that list.
I'm not going to read all of them because there's a lot.
Yeah. Pick out some juicy
one
ones.
of them just says the war.
Yes.
Bad Company.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's the band.
If you listen to Bad Company,
if you are Bad Company, or if you've had bad company. Rumor of husband murder.
Just rumor.
Rumor.
Don't gotta prove it.
This one's all one line. Seduction and disappointment.
You seduced people and were terrible at
it. This one's also in one line. Exposure and quackery.
Yes. Quackery used to be a word that we used, and
it's my favorite one. Dropsy. I don't know that word.
I've heard it, but I don't know what it means off the top of my head.
These ones could be, like, those ones could legitimately be ways to go in there. Egotism. I know some people that probably should be put in institutions for that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Impertinence and business trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Kicked in the head by a horse. I wonder about stepped on the foot by a horse.
I've had that happen.
I know.
I had to go to the hospital just in case.
Yeah. Novel reading.
Yeah.
So I'm going straight to the institution. Parents were cousins. Let's see.
So when I Google dropsy, it gives me the definition for edema.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't even say the word dropsy. It just brings up swelling and edema.
Okay.
So I guess if you have edema...
Yeah.
Then you're...
Well, I think asthma's on this list.
Oh, well.
So...
Yeah, so fluid retention and asthma.
Female disease.
I do have that. I was cursed with it from birth.
A gunshot wound.
Yeah.
Snuff eating for 2 years. Smallpox. Women trouble. Venereal disease.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Venereal excesses. That one I don't know. I was reading like 2 different lines at the same time. Let's see. Domestic affliction. Let's see. I had other ones that were funner that I was reading earlier, but laziness.
Sorry, I gotta go to the hospital.
I do too. You could have political excitement or religious enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Fall from a horse.
Yeah.
Grief. Greediness. Let's see. Uterine derangement.
My uterus is pretty deranged.
I don't know. Women trouble. Did we already say that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tobacco and masturbation. That's on one list. That's on one line. Masturbation for 30 years.
Straight?
I don't know.
Without cease?
I don't know. Overaction of the mind. Imaginary female trouble.
Real or fake? You gotta go.
Oh, here's one. Overtaxing mental powers.
Yeah, I have some mental powers, and they're really overwhelming me.
Excitement as officer. What does that mean? Excitement as officer.
I don't know.
Spinal irritation.
Is this also a medical hospital, or is it just like a psychiatric place?
So just a psychiatric place, from what I
because
can tell.
like there are several things on there that are just like ailments,
like falling from a horse. Fell from horse in war, specifically.
Yeah.
I just saw one that I was really confused by. Gathering in the head.
Is that like
it's like wool
voices?
gathering? Oh, I don't know. Maybe
it's like a gathering of voices.
I thought maybe it was like wool gathering.
No, I thought it was like they're having a meeting up there.
That could be it. Mine need to get it together. Mine are always arguing.
Yeah.
There's never any peace. I guess there's the word I was looking for. Fever and loss of lawsuit.
Together?
Huh. Yeah.
No, I had a thought all of a sudden because we were talking about the voices in our heads arguing.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching CSI last night.
Hold on. Fighting fire. Okay. Anyway, CSI.
Being a firefighter is a mental affliction?
Apparently.
Anyway, so I was watching CSI last night, and one of their suspects was like this autistic guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was mostly high functioning, but he was more like stereotypical autistic, like what you think of when you think of like an autistic stereotype.
Mm-hmm.
But they said, like, Grissom was like, when you think of things, you see pictures in your head, so tell me what the first picture is that you see. And I was like, doesn't everyone see pictures in their head?
I see things like that all the time on TikTok that are talking about people with ADHD or whatever, because, like, me personally, from as long as I can remember, have held full conversations in my head.
Oh, yeah.
All day.
I do that all the time.
Every day, even when I'm going to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
There's a constant monologue running up there in my brain. And not only that, but when I'm reading, I'm like picturing the things.
Visualizing things.
Hearing accents and all of these things, right? But then, like, I'll watch TikToks where it's like spouses or friends or whatever, and one person is ADHD and one person is not, or one person's autistic and one person is not, and the person that is not is like, they're like, well, what do you think about all day? And they're like, nothing, like whatever, like I'm supposed to be thinking about right then. And they're like, what? Like,
what about the in-between?
Like what about when you're not having to think about something?
What about while you're thinking about something?
Yeah. Right. What about
what is trying to disrupt you from the thing you're supposed to be thinking about?
What's derailing you when you watch TV? Like, what's happening up there? And apparently nothing's happening up there, and it's really weird. And I feel like they're weirder than I am.
Like, what are you thinking about while you're dissociating?
Like, I'm 1,000% weird, but I think that's weirder.
Yeah. And so, like, does not everybody
I guess not
see pictures in their head when they think about stuff?
I guess not. Like, I don't get it. Or like, one was like, what do you think about? And they're like, oh, just whatever I have to think about at the moment. And they're like, what do you think about? And they're like, everything.
Every single thing.
All the time. Like, I just, yeah. I mean, and it's constant. Like, I can remember even, like, as a little kid, laying on my top bunk bed, and, like, nights when I didn't fall asleep fast or whatever, laying there just thinking through things, and not only thinking through things, but I get myself off topic, and so as I'm thinking, it leads me to something else, it leads me to something else, and then I would try to rewind and figure out how I got to the thing, like, what made me get way over here when I was thinking about this thing to begin with.
Yeah.
And so it's never freaking ending.
No, it's never quiet up there.
No. And so I think it's weirder when people don't have that.
I can't even imagine not having that. And it just, to me, seems like everybody should be like that.
Or, like, when I'm reading, I'm thinking about something else, and then I have to reread because my brain is always derailing itself.
I'm always distracted by something.
Yeah, it's crazy. I hate it when I'm teaching and my brain derails me, and then, like, all the kids are just looking at me like I'm a crazy person, and I'm like, sorry, I don't know where my brain went.
Yeah.
Like, so, anyway... So I probably should be admitted to this facility.
So what we're trying to say is that we should be admitted to this hospital.
Or I guess I should rephrase that. Short story long. I should be admitted to this hospital.
We clearly have troubles.
So many troubles. All right. Well, anyway, treatment methods ranged from occupational therapy and fresh air to seclusion cells, insulin shock therapy, and lobotomies. You know, just ice pick operations.
Yeah, you know.
For funsies.
Standard medical procedures.
Let's talk about that. So there was a man named Dr. Freeman who pulled up in his lobotomy mobile and is said to have performed like 230 lobotomies in 1 week.
Lobotomobile?
Maybe. You're better at that than I am. I'm just like, I'm very, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, not analytical, but like lobotomy mobile. Like literal, maybe that's what it is. That's why I was never good at those games like you and Erica. Oh my god, I hate Mad Gab.
I love that game
with every fiber of my being.
I love that game.
That one time when me and you and Erica and Andrew all played together, and for some fun reason you thought it would be funny if you and Erica were on one team and me and Andrew were on the other team, and me and Andrew are like reading the cards, sounding them out exactly as they sound, and you and Erica are just like we didn't have a chance.
We're pretty good at that game.
It's like the episode of Friends when Joey goes on the pyramid game show, and the guy's like telling him all of the things, and he's like, paper, a ghost. Yeah. Like, all of the answers. Yes. Snow, paper, a ghost. Yeah. No, I can't do those things. My brain doesn't work that way.
No, there's just an M in there, and so that's when I started mobile. But then it also sounds like automobile, and so lobotomobile.
It sure does. Yeah, great job. Okay. Yeah. Dr. Freeman.
He showed up as lobotomobile.
Okay, here we go. So here's your trigger warning if you don't want to hear how a lobotomy was performed.
Yes. If you don't already know, or you don't want to know.
So at this hospital specifically, I guess, I don't know, maybe everywhere, because he was kind of like a lobotomy guy. A lobotoman.
Yes.
So he had an object. Oh, no, first. Let's go backwards.
A lobotomizer.
Yes. He would use electroshock to knock the person out rather than give them anesthesia.
I mean, I guess there's more than one way to kill a horse.
Baron, somebody got lobotomized.
I'm just talking about dead horses.
Shh. Poor horses.
I know.
Okay.
May they rest in peace.
Poor babies. I know. I, like, whenever I say, what do I say about a duck? I'm always saying something about a duck.
I don't know.
Oh, shoot a duck or something like that. And then after I say it, I'm always like, why would I shoot a duck?
I know.
Why would I do that? Poor duck.
I know. I would never shoot a duck.
I don't shoot a duck. Those poor ducks. Don't worry, everybody stopped listening to us already. Yeah. Okay, so...
On our first tangent.
They're like, none of this. Ice picks.
Yes.
Okay, so he'd knock him out with electroshock therapy.
Yes.
Therapy.
Therapy.
What a word.
Quote, unquote, therapy.
Knock him out with electroshock therapy. Oh, this happened to real people. I'm so sorry. Because it's not funny. Because this happened to real people.
We're not laughing about the torture itself. We're laughing about the fact that people thought this was a good idea.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. Okay, so then he had an object that looked like an ice pick. Hence, ice pick operation. That he would place under the eyelid and against the bone at the top of the eye socket. And then he would use a mallet to, like, bang it up in there into your frontal lobe. And then he'd scramble your frontal lobe around.
That sounds healthy for the brain.
Yeah. I kind of think that Freeman himself was the person who invented this method because it eliminated the need for a sterile operating room or a neurosurgeon to be on hand.
There's no reason for the stuff that sounds at least slightly safer.
He could just pull up in his lobotomobile and scramble some brains, and then he could move on.
Yeah.
And the whole purpose of this procedure, essentially, was to change behaviors in a person or stop them from being depressed or stop you from being, like, a violent person or whatever it was that was afflicting you. Because apparently scrambling your brains was the way to fix all of your ailments. Mm-hmm. Many times, though,
being
this
a promiscuous teen
led to death or a vegetative state. Yeah. Or it just left somebody, like, with absolutely no personality. Mm-hmm. And... you know, they were doing this without any consent. Yeah. They were just like, this person needs a lobotomy. And this guy would just do it.
This person is an unruly teenager, and we don't like it.
Yeah. Or, yeah, well, I mean, and that's what happened to the Kennedy lady.
Well, that's what I keep alluding to. Mm-hmm. Like, she was just, like, an unruly teenager, and they thought the solution was to scramble her eggs.
Yeah. But, I mean, I'm sure that all of this has officially added to the recipe for hauntings. Mm-hmm. Because this could not have been...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and imagine, because they're not giving somebody proper anesthetic. What if they woke up in the middle of this?
Right? I was under proper anesthetic whenever I was having my cataract surgery, and I still woke up.
Yeah.
And was like, I feel like I'm doing this wrong. And they were like, go back to sleep.
It's like when Bear wakes up and he starts, like, asking me some weird question. And I'm like, what? And he's like, never mind. And he goes back to sleep.
Yeah.
I mean, probably not exactly the same thing. Because, you know, brains are not being scrambled at that time. But I just can't imagine where in the world anybody was like, yeah, this is the best thing to do.
Like, it sounds like the thing that they would do to people who were really naughty in Egypt before they mummified them. And that was meant to be a torture.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, according to the mummy, it was called, like, the Hamdai or something like that. And they would, like, stick a sharp up their nose and, like, scramble their brains.
Yeah.
And they would come oozing out their nose. Mm-hmm. And that was meant to be a torture.
Yeah. No, it's therapy, actually.
Not therapy.
So, yeah. It's fixing things. So, anyway, with overcrowding, there were multiple people in rooms designed to house one person. So there could be up to, like, 10 people sleeping in a room now. And I just can't even imagine.
Yeah.
And I think I had heard this also on Sinisterhood. People were having to sleep in shifts in order to sleep in the bed.
Yeah.
Or they were all crowded in there. People were sleeping in the halls. The bathroom facilities were not equipped to handle this many people. So you can imagine that was very disgusting. And then, according to Destination Fear, over 20,000 people died here over the 130-year span that it was open. 20,000 seems like maybe too many for one building. Even over 130 years, that seems like a lot.
Yeah.
There are 3 cemeteries on the grounds for unclaimed patients. And not only are there the 3 cemeteries, but it is said that people are stacked vertically in these cemeteries.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like each grave is one person. And then guess what year it closed?
2024.
You're so close, actually. 1994.
I mean, that's fairly close.
So in our lifetime, this place was still functioning in its overcrowded mess.
And sorry, I know that I'm interrupting a lot, but I just want to apologize because that was a different kind of terrible mummification.
Oh.
I don't know the name of the one that I was talking about.
Oh.
But apparently the home die is when you get mummified alive and they feed you to scarab beetles.
Oh, okay. That's also fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Ugh. All right. I already in my life, you know that I do this. I compare everything in the world to Friends.
Mm-hmm.
But then since I've watched it recently, like it's even fresher right now.
Yeah. And
so there's the episode after Monica and Chandler get married, and he's like, what's in this closet that's over here? And she's like, don't go in the closet. And Joey walks in, and Chandler's trying to get into the closet, and Joey's like, what are you trying to do? And he's like, oh, Monica won't tell me what's in here. And Joey's like, what if it's like one of those movies and you open the door and all of these bugs fly out? And then Joey scares himself, and he's like, why can't you just respect your wife's wishes and stay out of the closet? Because then he thinks bugs are going to come flying out of there.
then that made me think of the Walnut episode of the Dick Van Dyke Show.
Oh man, one year I showed that to my 5th graders that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good episode. Yeah. It's creepy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, 1994. All right, so in addition to the lobotomies, there were murders.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the most famous is the murder of a patient named Dean, and it's really, really sad. So this happened in the 1980s.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dean, so like yesterday.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I want to say 87, but I don't hold me to that. Dean was either completely nonverbal or partially nonverbal, and he had a very childlike mind. He was said to have he liked to color and, just do childlike things, and that's what he was even doing earlier in the day of his death. He, on a couple of things, they said that he did have violent outbursts, but he wasn't generally violent or difficult or anything like that. But I guess due to some kind of oversight, which, with 2,600 patients and probably not enough staff to deal with them, he was housed with some violent offender guys. And so one day, these 2 men named Big Jim and David Mason created a noose out of bed sheets, and they would hang him, and then they would let him down, and then they would hang him, and then they would let him down again. And I guess this stopped being fun for them, because then one of them held him down and put the leg of the metal bed frame on his temple, and the other one jumped up and down on the bed until the frame pierced this guy's skull.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah. And we'll talk about his haunting later. Another story is that a nurse went missing, and 2 months later, they found her badly decomposed body in an unused stairwell.
Yum.
Which made me wonder how many stairwells are in this place.
Because it's apparently not a very used one.
And also, it probably smelled real bad, but because there's 2,600 people and probably 5 bathrooms, it probably was real bad. There was another, in the 1970s, a teenage patient was stabbed several times and then managed to drag his body down the hall to the nurse's station before he collapsed and died. I'm trying to think. There was another story that was on one of the ghost shows, but I forgot to write it down. Or maybe on Sinisterhood or something. But, maybe a patient had died or been killed or something in the bed, but he wasn't found for, days or something. Yeah. And the question was, if he was in his bed, why did nobody check on him? How did nobody know that he was dead all of this time?
Yeah.
But anyway, so aside from these stories that are told over and over and on, during tours and on ghost shows and all of these things, there were countless other deaths by suicide, murder, terrible living conditions, and just regular illnesses. And with 20,000 deaths and with the things going on in the building, it probably would be weirder if it wasn't haunted.
Yeah, I really can't imagine with all of that bad energy that...
Yeah. Yeah, and I know I'm always very skeptical and everything, but, like, even if there's not, like, traditional, like, ghosts there, it's just gotta have, like, a bad vibe.
Yeah.
No matter what. Like, it's just gotta be, like, terrible to be there. So, we can talk about some ghosts. And like I mentioned, I did watch several ghost shows. I was gonna watch the Ghost Bros, but I guess the episode they did here was like a 7-hour-long live Halloween special thing. Yeah. And so it's not just on regular TV, and I couldn't even find it to buy, so I didn't watch that one. But I don't even know if I would want to watch Zach for 7 hours. On the other hand, like, I watch Zach for 7 hours when I'm watching, like, a marathon, so I don't know, I probably could have done it.
Okay, elevator music. Hauntings.
Okay. Ghost Bros. 7 hour long.
Yeah, we discussed that.
Did not watch him. Okay. Yeah. So, I did watch Sam and Colby.
Yeah.
AKA the Gen Z Ghost Bros. AKA Baby Ghost Bros. AKA Ghost Bros 2.0. I watched Paranormal Lockdown with Nick Groff.
Yeah.
AKA former Ghost Bro. I watched Portals to Hell with Jack Osborne. AKA I once was on his television show.
Yes.
And I watched Destination Fear with a baby ghost bro ? At the beginning of his show, he talks about that he investigated things with Zach, like on Ghost Adventures.
Remember that one time that Post Malone was on Ghost Adventures?
Every day. I never don't think about that. I think about it every day. And that was before I knew Post Malone's music.
Yeah.
And then I heard Post Malone's music, and I was like,
these face tattoos do not match this music.
Yeah. His friendship with Zach Bagans does not match
this music.
Yeah. Wild.
Yeah.
No, it's like, he's a very young guy, this Destination Fear guy.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Because I don't remember him being on Ghost Adventures. I don't know. There's some, like, connection that's not quite, like, zapping in my brain. But Dakota or something is his name. I don't know. Anyway, also, the girl from Paranormal Lockdown and the girl from Portals to Hell are the same girl.
Yeah.
Her name's, like, Katrina something.
Yeah.
Alright, well, anyway... So, ghost show trivia.
Yes.
One of the most famous ghosts is a little girl called Lily. And she is either an actual former patient or she was born to a patient and lived in the asylum. I've heard it both ways. The website for the Spartan Shield had some more information on her, saying that her mother had been raped by a Civil War soldier. And when she was admitted to the hospital, she found out that she was pregnant, but that she died during childbirth, and the nurses kept the baby living at the facility, and that she died when she was 9 after getting pneumonia. That's the literal only place that I saw that information.
Yeah.
Everything else was just like, it could be either thing. Her room is referred to as the toy room. People bring her toys and candy and claim that the toys will move and the candy will disappear. There is a music box in her room that will sometimes play on its own. Some paranormal investigators claim that she'll roll a ball back and forth with them. Giggles and a little girl's voice can sometimes be heard. One investigator that has visited multiple times asked Lily if she would turn on a flashlight if she remembered him, and the light turned on. On the episode of Sam and Colby, they got an EVP of the name Lily while they were in her room. There's a cranky lady ghost named Ruth.
Okay.
Who
sounds like a cranky lady.
Yes. She's also apparently from the Civil War age or era. She seems to particularly dislike men and will throw things at men and grab them. A ghost called Slewfoot. No idea why. Who allegedly murdered people in an upstairs bathroom. Still haunts said bathroom. I don't know if this was the bathroom in question, but there was a point where Sam and Colby and crew were in a bathroom.
Yeah.
And they got a voice telling them to put their camera down and go away.
No paparazzi.
That's right. Dean's room, the guy that got murdered, on Sam and Colby, it was probably my favorite thing to watch out of all of them. They set up rings to do hopscotch on his floor, and they put a REM pod at the end of the hopscotch thing. And they asked Dean if he wanted to play, and then they each took turns doing hopscotch, and then when they got to the end, they would touch the REM pod to make it go off, to kind of model for Dean what he should do. And after they all took a turn, presumably Dean took a turn, because the REM pod started going off by itself. The bad guys, Big Jim in particular, likes to mess with flashlights in that room. Sam and Colby mentioned that another group of investigators, or there was a rumor or something, that Big Jim melts flashlights. So one part was kind of funny because one of them, when I'm watching it, I can tell you which one's Sam and which one's Colby.
Yeah.
Outside of the show, I cannot. I don't watch them enough. But one of them was like, okay, Big Jim, please don't melt the flashlights. And the other one was like, it's a Home Depot flashlight. We can get another one. Please melt the flashlights.
I would much rather see you melt the flashlight. Please do.
No flashlights were harmed in the making of this episode, though. They did get some lights turning on and off when asking questions, but none were melted. There are also stories of doppelgangers.
Okay.
Staff have...
Checks.
Yeah, I hate that so much.
But, what does that have to do with a haunted asylum? Like,
I don't know. But, I mean, they'll see... It's like... I think it's more not... I don't know. It's like... People will hear, like, their coworkers or something, and their coworkers aren't anywhere near them because it's, like, mimicking voices or something. Yeah. Visitors have said that they see themselves out on the grounds. Or vice versa. Like, they'll be on the grounds and see themselves in the window or something. Yeah. There are lots of stories of shadow figures. There was a worker on one of the shows who said that she'd been scratched down her face, which is no bueno. People report being grabbed. One of the shows I watched, on all of the shows that I watched, there were lots of bangs and creaks and sounds of door slamming and footsteps and all of the normal things that you would hear. During Destination Fear, one of the guys was spending the night in the morgue and asked if anything could make a sound and let him know that there was something there. And there was a pretty good bang after he asked. With Sam and Colby, basically every room that they went in, they were asked to leave. Yeah. They were not having fun. And they were so upset because when the, people who work there were walking them through during the day, they were like, oh, this room, these ghosts are really fun and they'll, interact with you. And in this room, there's lots of activity and all this stuff. And then everywhere they went, the ghosts were just like, please leave.
Get out of here.
On Paranormal Lockdown, they got some voices that sounded like their own names were being said. Okay. There was one where they had brought some other investigators and the guy's name was Adam. And on the EVP, they even slowed it down and you can hear it really well when they slow it down. Yeah. And it says, hello, Adam. Nice. It was kind of creepy. But one time, Katrina said something like, I promise that I'll leave you and not make you talk anymore if you say my name. And almost immediately their device said Katrina.
Yeah.
It was like, thank you, now please go.
Fine, here, I'll leave you alone.
If that's what you need, bye-bye. The biggest, creepiest thing, though, was something called the Creeper on Paranormal Lockdown.
Creepers be creepy.
I watched Sam and Colby first. That was the first one that I watched out of all the episodes, and they referenced this creeper, hoping that they would get to see it. They did not. Spoiler alert. But I went and watched the episode of Paranormal Lockdown, and on their final night, because they stayed 72 hours or something, they were up on the 4th floor, which is said to be the most active place for paranormal activity, and Nick and Katrina were talking and facing the camera, and the cameraman kind of starts freaking out, and they can't see what he sees because it's pitch black, and so they can't, he can see through his camera and the night vision and all the stuff. But so they play the tape back because he's like, there was something moving, like something big back there at the end of the hallway moving. I could see it moving. I don't know what it was. I felt like it was slithering, but it was weird and it was creepy. And they were like, "We'll play it back. Maybe we can see it." And so you can see down by the windows on the floor, there's something big, and it's like, what? Did you hear something? Oh, the Roku restarted. There was a UFO on it. Like above the Roku thing, there was a UFO. I haven't restarted the Roku in a million years because I don't ever watch TV anymore.
I restart mine and there's never a UFO.
Oh, there's a UFO. Anyway, now that you're creeping yourself out. So, on the floor, down at the end of the hall, and it's lighter than everything else, you can kind of see this big thing moving to the side. And to me, it looked like somebody, it was human-shaped to me, laying on their belly, like army crawling.
Yeah.
And to me, it looked like you could see two distinct human legs kind of like coming off of the ground as it was like crawling or whatever. When you watch it again, it looks like it was kind of always there in the middle of the hallway, but then suddenly it starts moving off to the side and going into one of the rooms. It looks weird. Yeah. And the cameraman said he felt like it was unnatural. Slithering. I thought it looked like somebody like crawling on their belly. Right. To me, it didn't look like a creature, but more like a humanoid shape. Yeah. My only real beef with this clip is that they run down to the end of the hallway and you can see that there's a room there that they do not go into. And I'm like, if it was going towards that room, why would you not go into that room and see if it was in there? Right. And so that was my problem, was that they didn't go into the room. But that is pretty much my story for you. Ending on a bang with the creeper. Very anticlimactic. Yes. The end. Yeah. Sinisterhood was invited to do an overnight investigation with the Ghost Guild. Yeah. And I was just feeling like I needed to express my dismay that nobody ever invites us to do ghost hunting. I know. We never got to go do paranormal investigations. I know. So,
I did one time.
You did one time with the guy from Fact or Faked.
I did.
What is that guy's name?
Ben Hansen.
Why can't I ever remember his name?
I forgot last time we talked about him. It took me a minute to remember his name. Yeah. But yeah, I did go hunting with Aaron Sagers and Ben Hansen.
Yeah. So I'm jealous because I've never been. Yeah. So, Ben Hansen, if you're listening, or Ghost Guild, or Sam and Colby, someone, here's looking at you.
Hit us up.
Yeah.
Slide into our DMs.
I was thinking about it, and I was like, I know it's like incredibly dark because all the lights are off. There's buildings that are shut down. There's no electricity usually, whatever. I'm not really afraid of the dark. Like, you're afraid of the dark.
I don't like the unknown. It's not that I'm afraid of the dark. It's that I don't like the unknown. And I don't like being out in the dark out here by myself. Yeah. It's not that I'm just like, in general, don't like to be outside at nighttime. I just don't like being out here in the middle of nowhere at nighttime by myself.
Yeah. But I was curious about how I would react in a situation like that where, like, I'm not really afraid of the dark, but if I was put in a situation where I was in, like, this really gigantic building in the dark that's said to be haunted, right? If I heard something, would I be scared? Yeah. And the answer is probably. Probably. But, I still would try it at least one time.
Give it a ghost key.
Yeah. A ghost key.
A ghost key.
I looked to see if that fort was doing the thing again.
Didn't it, like, burn down?
Part of it did, but I don't know how much of it did. I don't think all of it did. But, I think the last one we heard about, like, 2 years ago was the last one that they ever did. I don't know why they stopped doing that. You would think that it sold out so fast that would just be a thing. But it's not.
Does the one in the little ghost town not happen again?
The Lincoln thing?
Mm-hmm.
Well, but theirs was just them telling stories. It wasn't like a paranormal investigation.
True.
So
And the one at the fort was
a legitimate paranormal investigation. Like, you went in there and, like, looked for ghosts, and they gave you, like, the equipment and stuff.
Yeah.
But,
true, that was a different thing.
yeah. Well, anyway, that's all I have to tell you.
Well, almost the non-haunting part was creepier than the haunting part.
Yeah, I agree. Because it's said to be one of the hauntedest places.
Yep, just go with it.
But all of the shows that I watched, there wasn't, like, a ton of, like crazy things that happened. And I mean, like, that's not to say that, like, if I was there, I wouldn't, like, I probably would have felt like there was something there, or, you know.
Yeah, and like, if you experience those things that these people experience, it probably would be creepy.
And they would say things like, it feels like there's somebody around me.
It's giving ghosts.
It's giving ghosts. It's not like, you know, like Zach, who goes in there and starts screaming and yelling at the ghosts, and, you know, so since I haven't watched the episode, and it was apparently live, and I didn't even look at the Reddit thing, but when I was listening to Sinisterhood, they said that they tried to watch it and then they stopped, but then they saw on Reddit that there was, like, some controversy, like, where, like, somebody claimed that something had, like, a ghost had thrown something when you could clearly see that the guy had, like, thrown it or something, you know, and so... That aside, you know, these people didn't seem overly dramatic. They were just kind of going in and learning about the history and trying to interact with the ghosts that were there. And so I think, like, if I was in there and, you know, I heard something whispering, like, there was one where, like, a couple of times when they were going down the hallway, they would, like, a couple of them heard, like, shh, like, we are trying to sleep here. Be quiet.
We are taking bed shifts.
Like, that would probably be creepy if, like, you were in there and you heard that on your own. Like, you know? So, I don't want to diminish their experiences.
No. And like I said, it probably would be creepy if you experienced it. But I do think that the stuff that happened to the living people was more haunting than the ghost experience.
And I'm positive that it left a lot of bad juju there. And that's... really why
the vibes are not immaculate.
They're not at all, from what I can tell. Also, I couldn't figure out why everybody was going there in the winter time, because there's no heat and they're all bundled up in parkas. I'm like, you couldn't have done this in a warmer part of the year,
right? Ghosts only come out when it's cold.
Like maybe don't go in the dead of summer, because that also would be miserable. Like, but pick, like, a nice spring evening or something. What are you doing? A nice crisp fall night. Yeah, I don't know. It was interesting, though. I did like learning about the history of it, and it would be cool to see just because it is so big.
Yeah.
Like, just watching the videos and stuff, that building is gigantic. And you know that they don't have time to investigate everything. It's 13 buildings, and the one main building is so big.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is all.
Yeah.
So now I need to start looking for haunted bridges and see...
No. Maybe next week, if I can get my stuff together, maybe we'll hear about a house or a bridge or
something else
that we haven't covered.
Something that we haven't covered?
Yes.
There's something we haven't covered yet?
Yes.
Oh.
But I have been having this problem for months, trying to figure out how to Google this thing that we haven't covered. And I just don't know what to Google to get an accurate and, like, credible, that's the word. Like a credible thing.
Yeah. Like resource? Or,
Yeah.
Okay. Have you listened to any other podcast cover?
No, because, I mean, I have in the past listened to other podcasts cover said thing, but I don't know what they are off the top of my head, and I would have to go search for them.
Well, because I was just going to say, like, some podcasts are just better organized than we are, and they have resources where you can go and do your own research.
Yeah. I just have to find a podcast that covers the thing that I want to do. There are two very specific things that we have not covered.
This is going to be the thing that I talk to myself about later.
Yeah.
What are the things that we have not covered?
Well, I want to cover at least one of them before I tell you what they are.
Yeah, I know. That's fine.
And so there are two things that I've thought about the whole time we've been doing this podcast that we have yet to cover.
Yeah.
And so... And not one of them is Bridges.
No.
No.
Okay.
But Bridges still may be in there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, because, like, I partially covered a bridge.
Yeah.
Partially.
What bridge?
On the Kenyon College
one
yes. Where the kid got run over by the train.
I needed a reminder, but yes, I do remember the bridge.
All right. Well, anything else?
I don't think so.
Besides being cryptic.
Yes, I'm very mysterious. No.
It's a haunted movie.
There's just... This is... I mean, it's relevant, but it's irrelevant to anything we've said tonight. I'm just still bothered by this Jack and Lily... Is their last name Sullivan? I'm trying to remember. Case where these two little kids in Canada went missing.
Oh,
Remember
right.
I told you? Mm-hmm. The 6-year-old and the 4-year-old. They've still found nothing, and it's been like 5 months.
Mm. Well...
And they've still found nothing. And they still don't really know what happened to them or who the suspects are. And, I mean, and if they do, they're not telling you.
Yeah.
And...
Well, that's the other thing, is they keep so many things close to the vest because, you know, investigations and stuff.
But it's really bothering me.
Well, that was something, the lady in Taos that
Yeah.
we've talked about, she's still gone without a trace.
Yeah.
They haven't found any trace of her either. And, Crime Junkie or
Crime
somebody,
Junkie
I guess,
covered it. They did a short little blurb, kind of.
And I didn't listen to it
I
or watch
did.
it, but the comments that I saw on Facebook said, you know, that they had more information than is, like, out in the public.
They did, and they didn't. Some things we discussed that they did not discuss, like, I think you said there was, like, a stepdaughter or something.
Uh-huh.
They did not mention the stepdaughter once on Crime Junkie, but they did mention, like, people, like, more people that saw her after she left the house on foot, and that, like, going the direction that she probably would have gone, that they found, like, a pile of clothes, but it wasn't consistent with the clothes she had been wearing. And that she possibly walked over there to meet somebody and then got in a vehicle and left.
Yeah, because I did hear that.
That was pretty much the extent to my recollection of what Crime Junkie said that we have not stated.
They did find that guy who killed his daughters.
Oh, I haven't heard that yet.
Well, he was dead.
Well, I heard that. I heard that they found some remains and they were testing to see if it was that guy. But I have not seen anything where it said that they had...
I'm pretty sure that I read something that said that was him.
It was him.
That they had found him.
Well, I guess he got what he got.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
It's pitiful.
It really is.
But, yeah, like, I'm just still really bothered by the fact that there is no, like, updates in this case about these two, basically, toddlers that
are just off the walked into a glitch in the Matrix, and...
Yeah. And it's just the same thing, like, with Summer Wells. She was, like, 5 when she went missing, and there's never been an update in the Summerwells case, and...
Yeah. I know, and it's things like that where, like, I don't know, like, people want to know, and, like, even if it's, like, morbid curiosity, or just the fact that, like, they genuinely care that a child went missing, you know, like, people care about those kinds of stories and want to know what's going on with them.
But, like...
But I guess if there's nothing to tell, there's nothing to tell.
I know, and, like, I know it's disturbing and sad to say, but, like, more likely than not, those 2 little kids are dead. Mm-hmm. But where are they? And who knows where they are? And...
Yeah.
Like, why would you... First of all, why would you do it? Mm-hmm. But, like, why would you just keep people in the dark about it? Like, and they, you know, they to an extent suspect the family.
Sure.
But, like, especially the family. Like, if the family is involved, and I'm just saying this is alleged, you know, because nobody knows at this point. But, like, if the family is involved, why would you keep this hidden?
Yep. Well, there's so many stories like that where you're just like, why did you do this to your child? And why, you know, if somebody else knows that you did this, what, you know, or like the people who like cover up for like their other children who hurt another child or whatever.
And I was just thinking about the cases where like they've abused their children for the longest time, but then they try to like, even like if the kid dies, they'll like dress them or whatever and try to make it look like, oh, we don't know how she died.
Yeah. Or even
she
like
just collapsed and now she is
lady
dead.
That you talked about last week that went to a carnival to pretend like her kid got kidnapped from a carnival. Yeah, I don't get it. I'll never get it.
Yeah. Anyway, so you can find us places.
Yes, on social media at Twisted and Mysterious, or you can not find us.
No, but
you could email us.
I guess you could find us by email. But...
Yeah, at twistedandmysteriousPodcast@gmail.com.
Please find us.
Please find us.
Please.
Find us.
Find us and tell us some stuff.
We'll give you hints and clues. Leave you little breadcrumbs.
Yeah. We won't be like
not even breadcrumbs. We'll put up signs that say this way.
We'll leave like whole loaves of bread out.
Yeah. Delicious bread.
Yeah, good bread.
Do you prefer sourdough? What's the brown bread you like? The Cheesecake Factory bread?
I don't really know what it's called. Just brown bread.
It's brown.
It's brown. It's browner than regular bread because bread is brown.
Is it rye bread?
I don't know because I think rye is more sour and I don't really like rye. But I've only ever had like white rye.
Yeah. And
so I don't know if all rye bread is sour, but that's what makes me think it's not rye bread.
Yeah. Or do you prefer banana bread? You can leave some of that too.
That would not make it past the kitchen.
Not sweetbreads though, because absolutely not.
Because that is not bread and ew. Anyway, so
if you want sweetbreads, you don't need to find us.
No, please don't find us. If that's something you're into, please don't find us.
Don't find us.
Anyway, so find us, email us, call us, beep us if you want to reach us. We hope that you do. And is that everything we wanted to say to them?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as always, remember people are gross and don't get murdered.
And don't get lobotomized.
No. Though those people didn't have a choice.
They didn't. Okay, bye.
Bye.